Big changes are expected for the global workforce. The World Economic Forum has released its Future of Jobs Report 2025, and it shows a picture of both disruption as well as opportunity. Now, according to this report, by 2030, a staggering 22% of jobs worldwide will be affected, while 92 million existing jobs are set to appear. 170 million new roles will emerge, leaving us with a net gain of just about 78 million jobs. So, what's driving this transformation? Remember, tech innovation, demographic changes, geo-economic tensions and mounting economic pressures are all reshaping industries as well as professions. Joining me on the show this morning are Prabir Jha and Rituparna Chakraborty. Good morning, Rituparna. Good morning, Prabir. Thank you so much for taking time out this morning to join us, Prabir. Let me start with you. AI seems to be the big disruptor. Well, this is not breaking news, but software app developer jobs are likely to be in demand as well. Is there a shift from the assumption that coding jobs will be done by AI, because coding jobs and software development seems to be in demand going up until 2030?
Yes, so Kartik, thank you for having me on your show. And yes, it's no surprise. I think the trend is fairly secular, has been for the last some years. And I think the character and nature of the IT industry itself is undergoing a major change. And a lot of it will be driven by AI. There is no doubt about that. And therefore, it is a qualitative shift with current job holders. And more importantly, the newer set of jobs are likely to have an accent. Now, having said that, if you take a little longitudinal view, you do not know where exactly this is going to lead on to in 10 years' time. That outlook we don't have, but very clearly the quality of jobs and the nuance of the jobs are going to change. And therefore, a lot of adaptability, skill upgrades for current employees definitely going to happen. And for those who want to be looking at the IT line and possibly some of the new emerging job opportunities, AI is definitely one of the big areas right now, which is looking to disrupt almost every industry. So it's not just in the software industry, but every possible industry is going to look at leveraging AI. So huge opportunities in the AI space waiting to happen.
All right, well, we'll have to wait and watch how this whole AI story emerges, because there was once upon a time not too long ago where we were assuming that metaverse is going to be the next big thing, but that resulted to be pretty much just a bubble, at least if you look back now. But Rituparna, let me bring you in, and staying with the tech sector, there are a number of factors, especially headwinds on the global end, not least of all the H-1B visa debate in the US. So, existentially, do you think there is a looming threat to skilled jobs in the IT space overall, AI coupled with what is happening globally?
Thanks so much. Good morning. Good morning, Prabir. So the thing is, the fact that there is a wind of change is obvious right now. The fact that we will never go back to what used to happen in the tech industry in the past, it's but imminent right now. And most of it, of course, is getting driven by the changes in the innovation and development of technology, whether it's in AI, generative AI, blockchain, and so on and so forth. So I guess the writing is very clear on the wall that if you're going to rest on the past and your past skills, especially if you're a tech professional, it's just not going to be sufficient anymore to secure your future in the future in the long run. So I think somewhere it's a very directional message, and it's no more subtle or no more gift wrap. If you're not going to skill up, then you might have to worry about how things going to shape up for you. So I guess and the challenge has been the pace at which that scale up or the skill up that was expected, unfortunately, has not been happening. And if it doesn't, then yes, I think. But I'm the fact that there is such a looming opportunity, in the fact that, and especially if I were to talk about India, I think the fact that still so many countries across the world are looking towards India in terms of being the talent exporter for the world augurs well for. It's just that we somehow have to speed up in terms of our ability to kind of scale ourselves up to the level that is required today. And I think you were just a few minutes back alluding to the fact that, software developers, for example, are quite in demand as per the report. While yes, there is a lot of jobs which were erstwhile done by coders and software developers are getting redundant because of AI and the kind of automation tools available. Side by side, what's happening is that more and more the world is moving towards online and mobile based platforms. There is a significant amount of development that needs to happen, which are very specific to different iOS software, let's say an Android software. Then I think that's the reason you see that there is a surge in demand, because I'm not sure that on the AI side you have as many skilled resources to be able to compensate, or whether the tools have developed to that effect to be able to do this job. So I guess there are opportunities, but we have to be very mindful about the fact that what exists today very soon can be gone tomorrow if you are in the tech space.
But
So
Rituparna,
with
I
that,
just want to butt in here for just a bit. Now, AI, as I understand, machine learning, which is the bedrock of artificial intelligence, machine learning is looking at whatever exists already. It is pretty much a backward-looking tool which helps you
yeah.
do your job quicker. Will you still not require human beings to really think afresh and hence write the first code, the first few sets of codes before AI can replicate it?
So I think there is a phase. Maybe, I mean, I don't know honestly, but it could. My assessment is the next 3 to 5 years would be the transition phase, which means AI is getting smarter, the machine learning ability is getting smarter. However, one big challenge still remains, which honestly we have to figure out, is both these things mean well and can do magic only if they have access to the kind of data that it needs to be able to become smarter day by day. So I think that piece still people are struggling with, and because of which there is still a relevance for human beings, because you still need humans to do some of those jobs accurately. I think the
Right,
issue is right now about accuracy.
right,
So I don't think I don't think humans will be completely redundant, but to be honest, the very soon the world will be divided into two categories of people, especially in the world of tech. One, those who are leveraging the creators of the AI tools, and the second, the ones who efficiently know how to operate. So
right.
essentially, the creators of AI tools and the operators of the AI tools, very soon, this will be the broad segmentation of the tech workforce. And one has to start preparing. Now that what I'm saying is 3 to 5 years can happen in the next 1 year. I mean, pandemic taught us that never rest back. I mean, you
Right.
never know.
Absolutely. Well, Prabir Jha, let me bring you in again. So we are talking about at one level very high-end development of AI models, AI tools, which obviously are going to be well-paying jobs. But at the other end of the spectrum, the report also suggests that there are going to be low-skilled jobs which will be in demand, and these include drivers, delivery services, transportation sector, logistics, etc. Now, these are typically not well-paying jobs, but if these jobs happen to be more and more in demand, what happens to typically the wages that people in low-income countries like India can expect to earn? Because not everybody is going to get skilled in AI, no matter what Satya Nadella comes and tells us.
Absolutely. And I'm so glad you raised it. And when I was going through the report, it is for me a sense of deja vu. I've been talking this for the last 10, 15 years, that the obsession with only top leadership, the obsession with technology, including in the media, has actually ignored the fact of where the actual job creation for the rank and file will happen, and the need for it. So, if you look at it in India particularly, or in India servicing a different part of the world, you know, with a lot of the younger population at one level, yes, we are in a position of leveraging the technology opportunity. But at the same time, there will be need for greater healthcare, for greater education, for all these QSR and quick delivery systems. There will be a lot of opportunity in the construction infrastructure development phase, all of which actually need actually core skills. And unfortunately, in this obsession and the spotlight always being on AI and tech, the assumption is that that is where all the action is happening, which is not true. Actually, the big gap and therefore the job opportunities are going to be in these areas.
Right.
And in India, with growing disposable income, particularly, and with a population moving towards a time when healthcare support,
Right.
nursing. So I think there are these opportunities which will create. But I just want to raise a red flag here. There's a difference between job creation jobs will get created. I actually feel, but two things will happen. One is, does it give careers to people for the next 30 years? I don't know, and I'm worried about that.
Right.
Second, the price points, because at the end of the day, these are not going to be very, very high paying opportunities. And with everyone's aspirations, skyrocketing, and nothing wrong with it, but the skills or the pricing of some jobs being more pedestrian, I
Right.
think it will lead to a lot of societal tension. So we need to be very sensitive about looking at this report, particularly with reference to the developing markets, with a social lens as well, which otherwise could become a big problem.
Absolutely, I agree with you, Rituparna. Final question to you. Somewhere in between these low-skilled jobs and these ultra-complex AI jobs is perhaps an opportunity for India. And this is also something which the report highlights with respect to nursing professionals, which, as Prabir said, is likely to still be perhaps one of the sectors where your skill would be relevant for a longer time than perhaps just a couple of years. So India, specifically South India, seems to have an inherent advantage in producing skills in the nursing sector. Do you think, in about 30 seconds or so, we are running out of time, do you think nursing is a sector that India should deliberately really focus on and make the talent shine in that sector?
Short answer, absolutely yes, and not just nursing. The entire healthcare fraternity or the different job roles, if India invests in it, India will be net exporter of healthcare professionals all over the world, because it just clear that given the aging population all over the world, if anyone can look after them, it's going to be the Indians. And why lose out on that opportunity? Completely agree with Prabir what he just said. I think no matter how much we talk about these glitzy, glamorous AI and all of that, India's story and India's success depends upon how well we create the jobs which are towards the bottom of the pillar and thereon progressively goes ahead. And there are enough and more jobs, and I don't think those jobs are going anywhere. No amount of technology can substitute for the need for drivers, farmers, so many other jobs which need
Right.
people, actually. So
Right.
there is an
Interesting.
opportunity, there is not for doomsday.
Interesting that you say bottom of the pillar and not bottom of the pyramid. I think that's an interesting perspective as well.